Test, test, test. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Let me know how we sounding. Let me know how we sounding. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Let me know if the audio sounds good. Let me know if the audio sounds good. So we got a few setups we're looking at right now. So we got possible NAS buys. NAS is pushing. I don't really like this setup too much, even though we talked about this setup yesterday. I really don't want to take a setup here. I'd rather wait for price to break one of the levels above us. So I'm actually going to bring my alert up right here. But it is playing out right here, right? But I'd much rather have price break another level before I take a buy setup on it personally. And we're paying attention to gold. We're going to be looking at possible gold buys right here. We're going to be looking at possible gold buys here. We talked about this in the Sunday chart analysis, as well as we talked about this in the live stream yesterday, and with the members and students, of course. GU ended up flying yesterday as well. GJ, we're going to leave GJ alone because GJ ended up rejecting this level again, and then plus it's a Japanese holiday. So we're just going to leave GJ alone for the day. We also have 8:30 USD news, so make sure to keep that in mind. Won't be going live today during the news, but just keep in mind we have 8:30 news like always. If we don't see any action between now and 6 a.m., just wait until after 8:30 and then wait for setup for 9 o'clock, 9:30 open. But we're going to be looking for a possible setup right here. Again, gold ended up doing a nice move we talked about yesterday, and NAS ended up doing a nice move yesterday as well. We ended up taking this NAS sell before New York session, 9:30 open. Rode the wave down 9:30 after the 9:30 open. Price rejected back up. So we're looking for gold buys here. We're going to be looking to see if we can maintain 50.36 as support. If so, we could look for a similar gold buy set we took yesterday. And then we're going to be looking at possible GU buys or GU sells. The reason why I don't have a buy setup here, even though we talked about buys here yesterday, is because, again, market structure, y'all. It's all about market structure, right? Depending on what price does today, we're either going to have I already got it marked off. It must have been from one-on-one session the other day, right? Depending on what price does today, we're either going to see the downtrend continue or the uptrend come into play. So it depends on if price holds this low at support or turns it into resistance, right? So y'all got your copy of the playbook. You know what I'm talking about. If you do not have your copy of the playbook, click the link in the description, get your copy right now, or get all my books for free when you join Playmaker University. But that's why we're not really looking for a buy or sell setup just yet on GU. We're just going to wait to see what side the coin price lands on, because we are still technically bearish. But, you know, there was a clear buy setup yesterday, which is why we're for a buy setup. Now, I'm not sure what the hell happened to my levels down here, so we're just going to go ahead and delete those because I don't know what's going on here. Make sure to like the live, y'all, if y'all haven't already, and subscribe. If you're not subscribed yet, just dropped a new video for y'all yesterday. Make sure to check that out after the live is over. If y'all have any questions, drop them in the chat. When we look at any charts, drop them in the chat. But you already know the drill. We're just chilling, patiently waiting right now. So with GU, this is the game plan. If we break above and maintain 3,700 as support, we can look for buys to go to 3,725. But if we break back down below and maintain 3,645 as resistance, we're going to be looking for sells. All right, that is going to be the game plan. I don't know what the hell happened to my levels. There we go. That's going to be the game plan right here. So we're just going to be waiting to see what side the coin price lands on GU. Gold, we're looking for buys though, as long as we maintain a 50.36 as support. So we're going to be looking to see if we can close above here, and we're going to see if we can get a retest on next candlestick. And then NAS, you know, NAS is still kind of chilling right here, right? So NAS is still kind of just chilling right here. I wouldn't call this a bad setup. This is like a B setup though. An A plus setup would be if we could hold 25.30, 360 as support. But it's not a terrible buy setup here. But I'm mainly going to be looking at gold right here. If you have any questions, drop in the chat. When we look at any charts, drop in the chat. But you already know the drill. We're just chilling, patiently waiting. New 5-minute just popped up. Yeah, so as long as this candlestick doesn't explode, we're just going to wait for the next retest right here. But I do like this setup right here. I do like this setup right here. Let me know if the music's too loud or not as well. Still trying to, you know, test out how the audio and stuff be sounding. Those just joined the stream, we have not entered anything yet. These are just trade ideas. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join the free Signal and free Telegram. Y'all see on your screens how we did last month and last quarter. Go ahead and hit that first link and check it out for yourselves. What's going on, Doug? I see you up in here. Yeah, I'm liking this setup right here. We're gonna see if we can hold this level of support right here. So again, today we're mainly gonna be watching NAS100 NQ, gold, and GU. We're gonna be leaving GJ alone today. We're mainly gonna be watching GU on the Forex side, and then gold and NAS100 NQ. That is the game plan for today. Got a new 5-minute about to pop up in a little bit. Shout out to those that was in the TikTok live yesterday as well. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Y'all see it scrolling at the bottom of y'all screens. Instagram, playmaker_way, TikTok _playmakerway_. Post daily on both pages. Got some new posts lined up for y'all today as well. As far as how we're doing so far this week, we took a nice NAS100 setup, kind of 1 to 2, almost 1 to 3 RR on that to start off the week. A few charts went as projected as well yesterday. GU ended up going as projected, as well as gold. So we're going to be looking for another gold buy right here if we can maintain 5036 as support, just like we went for a gold buy yesterday with the members as well. All right, we do have 8:30 news today. So again, like always, if we don't see any action between now and 6 a.m., I highly recommend just waiting for 8:30 news to play out and then looking for a set of 9 o'clock, 9:30 New York open. All right. But yeah, so we're going to be looking for the same buy set that we went for yesterday. As you can see, this was at 9:45. So we're looking for a gold buy here. And then obviously when we go to gold and we go to the 9:30, 9:45, 10:30, price end up doing the move we're looking for. So we're going to look for the exact same buy setup here, just to see if we're going to do the full move this time though. And then again, GU, we're just waiting to see what side of the coin we land on as far as GU is concerned. Not touching GJ because it failed to hold this low support. We're back in reversal territory on top of it being a Japanese holiday. I don't know what's going on up in Japan, but you know, shout out to Japan, right? So yeah, so that's what we're mainly looking at right now. NAS100, we can see a buy setup here at 25,260, but I'd much rather wait to see if we can maintain 25,370, 25,360 as support and look for buys going to 25,450. So yeah, it's a little bit just a patience game, y'all. Y'all already know the drill. We're just chilling, patiently waiting. If y'all have any questions, drop in the chat. We'll be looking at any charts, drop in the chat. Make sure to like the live and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. We're almost at 4,700 subscribers. We can get to that easily. Just dropped a new video for y'all yesterday as well, so make sure to check that out after the live is over. Got some videos lined up for y'all this week on YouTube as well. Besides trade breakdowns, right? Because I haven't really posted a day trade to this video on YouTube in a couple weeks. So I'm going to be dropping some more day trade tips videos because I do know y'all be enjoying those videos outside the trade breakdowns. But you know, we're still going to be doing the weekly trade breakdowns though. We're still going to be doing the weekly trade breakdowns. About to see what this next 15 looks like right here. Alright, it's slightly rejecting. We're going to see what this next 15 looks like. We got about 10 seconds. Now let's see what this 15 looks like right here. Could honestly make the stop loss a little bit tighter if I wanted to. Do I want to make it a little bit tighter? I could make it a little bit tighter. Stop loss a little tighter. All right, new 15 just popped up. Let's see if we can hold this level of support right here. Let's pay attention to NAS as well. Let's see if we can hold this level of support right here. Yeah, I think we'll make the stop loss a little bit tighter. It doesn't gotta be that loose. Make it a little bit tighter. Let's see if we can hold right here though. If you have any questions, drop in the chat. We're looking at any charts, drop in the chat. Let's see if we can hold right here. Because if we don't hold this level of support, I'm not going to go for a buy on here. Again, if y'all did not watch the Sunday chart analysis, make sure to watch the Sunday chart analysis. Like I always tell y'all, the Sunday chart analysis. Well, this isn't the Sunday chart analysis. I hit that first link in the description, join the free signal, free Telegram. Like I always tell y'all, the Sunday chart analysis goes over not just what we see price doing Sunday night going into Monday, but what we see price doing throughout the entire week. All right, so make sure to check that out. Just like last week's Sunday chart analysis, all the trades we took last week, most of the win as projected from the beginning of the week. But yeah, we're not doing too bad so far this year, y'all. Again, we went 5-1 last week. We're 1-0 so far this week. And as far as how we wrapped up January, the first month of the year, we went 20 wins, 3 losses, which is not bad at all. It was an 87% win rate. All right, so gold looks like it is holding this level as support, which is what I like to see right here. Which is what I like to see. Yeah, we might enter this in a little bit. We haven't jumped to this trade yet, though. This is just a trade idea. We have not jumped to this trade yet, but we might jump in a little bit. I'm making this setup right here. Size 1 or 2. So it goes to the halfway point, I'll be like 58 or 2 right there. It's gonna be an interesting setup right here. And you can see how NAS and G are still ranging. I'm just waiting to see if we're gonna hold this level here before I take a setup. We're in this right here. We are in this right here. So we hit TP2. I want to see if we can keep on pushing. We still got some work to do though. And then we got Nas still kind of just trying to make his decision. And then again, we can see our GU. You know what I'm saying? Still trying to play ring around the rosy. Again, with GU, if we can break above and maintain 3,700 as support, we're looking for buys. But if we break below and turn 3,640 back into resistance, we're looking for sells. We went over this at the beginning of the live, so if y'all are late, just rewind to the beginning of the live so you can understand what the game plan of the day is, or for the day, I should say. But yeah, we're in this gold setup right here. I'm about to see how this bad boy plays out. And if y'all do not already, y'all need to get y'all's copy of the playbook, y'all. And if y'all don't know, I do have other books. So when y'all do click that website, explore the website, because I do have other books. I just don't be talking about it. I need to talk about them a lot more. But I also got a trader's mindset playbook that goes over risk management, goes over discipline. I even give you my exact trading plan in this book, and I show you how to never blow an account again. Now, again, if you follow these rules, you'll never blow an account again. Of course, you break the rules, you'll blow an account. But when you follow these rules, it's literally mathematically impossible to blow an account. Okay? Because again, that's all trading comes down to. Once you get the charts down, once you get the trading plan down, once you get the discipline down, you know, the trading psychology down, it all just comes down to math. It all just comes down to math. We're about to see if we can hit this next TP right here. What's going on, new to trades? What's going on? What's going on? Currently in this gold setup right here. You know, NAS is still trying to figure his life out. GU looks like it's flipping back up. But you can see what I'm talking about with NAS, right? Because again, buys is valid up here, but when we go to the market structure, we are still technically bearish. All right. And this is why we talk about the TikTok lives. You always want to refer back to the market structure, right? Because we look at the market structure, we're still bearish, right? We just had a retracement take place Friday and yesterday, but we are still technically bearish. So depending on how price plays out today and tomorrow will determine if the uptrend is going to come into play or if the downtrend is going to continue. So that's why I'm kind of leaving NAS alone for right now, especially until after, you know, we see what happens with the news in New York Open. Again, a lot of these charts are in reversal and retracement territory. We had big moves happen at the beginning of last week. Then we had retracements take place Thursday and Friday last week. And, you know, we're kind of dealing with that right now. You see what I'm saying? We got a lot of charts kind of just trying to figure their lives out. So this is all the more reason to be super picky with the setups you take, which is why, again, just through the process of elimination, gold was the setup we went for. And you can see we're in profit on gold right here. Again, trading is about going for high probability, high quality setups. That's all trading is about, going for high probability, high quality setups. So we just hit TP3 on here. So we're 2 hours to start the week. And again, we have news today. The internet will tell you news is scary. You know, they'll come online, talk about all these Twitter posts, and they'll try to sound so smart and be like, you know, there's news today, so I'm not going to trade at all today. But look, again, if there's news, just trade before news or trade after news. It's very simple. All right. I need to make a new video for how to trade news. But if you don't know how to trade news, again, we go live every week, at least 1 to 2 times a week during the high impact news events with the members and students in Playmaker University, as well as the Advanced Play Signal Room. Link in the description. So make sure to join. You can watch the past lives as well as tune into the current lives that go on. But I also got a playlist on YouTube titled How to Trade News. Now, it hasn't been updated in like a year, but the rules are still valid. The rules are still valid. And again, we was talking about this gold setup at the beginning of the live. But of course, you want to know the intra-SL, the TPs, and all that good stuff. You know what to do. Join the advanced play signal room. But yeah, we're 2-0 this week to start off, which is not bad at all. Which is not bad at all. So again, depending on what price does between now and the next 15 and 5 minute, do not be too shocked or surprised if we see a retracement take place, all right? Do not be too shocked or surprised if we see a retracement take place the next 15 and 5 minute. NAS is still just ranging right here. The 1 to 2% lot size is small. It's not a 1 to 2% lot size. You want to risk 1 to 2% per trade. Okay, you want to risk 1 to 2% per trade, and it seems small, but again, you do not want to be like these content creators on YouTube. When you be seeing these account flip challenges, these are people flipping money they do not care about. Okay, these are not people flipping their real accounts and real capital. So if you have a real account and you're trying to grow that account or also protect your capital, you do not want to do these account flipping challenges. Okay, you do not want to do these account flipping challenges. Now, the smaller your account is, the easier it will be to flip your account without over leveraging. Because before I had a bunch of prop firm capital, and before I started trading with high 5-6 figures, I had little money. You see what I'm saying? So I had to learn how to take advantage of the trades I took. So if y'all was an OG playmaker back in 2022, 2023, y'all know I used to swing trade a lot. All right, I don't swing trade anymore because I don't need to swing trade anymore because I can make good money off a little bit, right? Damn, I haven't made a video talking about this in a while. And so I gotta make a new video talking about this. So let me add this to my list. Shit, I might make that video this week. Fuck it. I might make that video this week because I haven't made a video talking about this in 2 years and 3 years, right? So we're gonna let this bad boy play out and we're gonna talk about it. All right. So we over here, we got receipts for days, for months, for weeks, years, for quarters, right? So we're gonna take a trip down memory lane and we're gonna go back to this one, right? So we're gonna go back into the old advanced play signal, right? So this is the old channel. So y'all know when you join the advanced play signal room, you get access to the old channel and then the new channel. All right, so this is the old channel. That's why the last post was December 2024 because I had to make a new channel. But when we go take a trip down memory lane, right? When we take a trip down memory lane, you will see, is it this one? I think it's this one. There's 2 examples, right? So this one, and these were signals I called with the members, right? You see the you see the UN cell, you see the GBPJPY, all that good stuff, right? And then we go right here, you see the UN cell, the EN cell, not the UN cell, the EN cell. You see the GBPYs, you see the gold cells, right? So this is back in the MT4, MT5 days. So if you're in America, you probably don't know about MT4, MT5 anymore because, American brokers. But you can see here that, again, I didn't do any crazy lot size. I did a 0.04 for the Forex pair, a 0.02 for gold, right? Again, go ahead and put a 0.02 lot size on gold. You're not going to make 45 bucks in 5 minutes, right? You're not. Look at the positions I took, though. So again, I always be telling y'all, go with the flow of price. Look right here. I entered this sell at 2010. Man, we're not going to see that price anytime soon. And I sold it all the way to 1987. So again, this is a big move right here. This isn't a couple points. This isn't a couple pips. This is a big move right here, right? Same thing with this GJ setup, right? We entered at 169.60, at 170.46. I'm almost up 100 pips on this GJ buy. You see what I'm saying? So again, you see my account balance was 94 bucks, and literally in like 2 days, I tripled my account, right? Now the reason why this account flip was successful was because, again, I had small capital to begin with, and I'm catching big moves. Again, look at this Ian sell, right? We was in drawdown on this Ian sell. 74.10 was the entry. You see the same entry as sell. Before the trolls come in the comments, I already made it clear this is an old ass trade, all right? So before the trolls and losers come in the comments, this is for examples, okay? This is just teaching right now. So again, you see I entered at 74.10. You see it's at 72.78. Again, this is a 100+ pip move, right? So again, when you go with the flow up price, you're going to catch more pips and points. Your RR is going to be bigger, and depending on your account size, this is how you really flip your account, by going with the flow of price. You see what I'm saying? Now, the bigger your account gets, the harder it's going to be to flip the account, unless you're doing dumb shit and risking like 20% of your account per trade, which I do not recommend. You see what I'm saying? But you don't need to do anything crazy to flip your accounts or grow your accounts. Like I said, it's been like 2-3 years since I made a video talking about it. So I am going to make a video this week talking about how to double your account every 2 weeks to a month without over leveraging. And every time I make this video, people be like, oh, it's not true. Even though I show the math in the video, people still be like, oh, it's not true. But it's very possible to do so, right? It's very possible to do so, right? Even this example here, $144, I did the smallest lot size, and then in 3 days I still doubled the account, right? So again, I put the smallest lot size, but because I'm grabbing and catching big moves, again, 96.09, 98.64, that's 200 pips right there, right? So again, when you go with the flow of price, you're going to catch more pips and points, and your RR is going to be bigger. You do not need to over leverage. Now, 1 to 2% sounds small, but again, the goal of trading isn't a get rich quick scheme. It isn't a money flip. It's not a money glitch. It technically is a money glitch, but at the end of the day, the point of trading and the goal of trading is investing. And the main goal of investing is making smart investments, right? So with trading, especially when you're brand new to it, you want to be able to survive long enough to make a winning trade, okay? And as it goes on, you're going to end up, winning more than you lose and all that good stuff, right? But if you're risking 1% of your account per trade, you would have to lose 100 trades in a row to blow your account, right? If you risk 2% of your account per trade, you would have to lose 50 trades in a row to blow your account, right? And if you risk 5% of your account per trade, you would have to lose 20 trades in a row to blow your account. Now, again, let's put our thinking caps on. This is obviously not including funded accounts, okay? This is live accounts. So again, if you're taking trades and you're blowing your account in a week, you're blowing your account in 3 days, is either because A, you're over leveraging, or B, you're over trading, or C, all the above, right? So the point of risking 1 to 2% of your account per trade in the beginning is to make sure that you can handle losses that will happen or mistakes that will happen, but also a mistake is not going to cost you half of your account, right? When you're risking 10%, 20%, all this other stuff, you can't afford to lose, because if you lose 2 trades, half your account's gone. You see what I'm saying? And again, making 2% a day is not bad. You make 2% a day, 5 days out the week, four weeks in a month. You're making 40% a week. 40% a month, right? In 2 months, you're up 80%, right? 3 months, you just made 120%, right? So again, you have to take it day by day, week by week, month by month, right? So again, making 2% a day is not bad. Making 5% a day is not bad, because again, you make 5% a day, 5 days out the week, 4 weeks out the month, right? You're making a bag. You know what I'm saying? I messed that up. 5% a week, right? Right, you can double your account in a month, right? So again, you gotta go small to get to the big numbers, all right? You don't do big numbers to get to big numbers, especially when you're brand new to trading. All right, and that's why I was just talking about with the math, right? Once you sit down and pull out that calculator, start doing the math, you're going to see that the math is mathing, and you're going to see a method to the madness, right? Because before I sat my happy ass down and pulled out the calculator, I was literally just talking to one of the members in a one-on-one session last week about this, and I was telling her the exact same thing. You got to sit down, pull out that calculator, and do the math. And since you're in Playmaker University, right? Since you're in Playmaker University, new to trades, make sure after you read the price action technical analysis playbook, after you watch all the videos, make sure to read this book as well, right? Because in this book as well, I break down the stuff as well, right? So again, new people in Playmaker University, make sure to go through all the pin messages, all right? You will have this book in there. You will have the price action technical analysis playbook in there as well as, you know, the other pin messages, all right? So make sure to check that out. And again, what did I tell you? I told y'all, do not be surprised if we see a retracement the next 5 minutes. Again, do I have a crystal ball? No, but again, the more you're on the charts, the more you learn and recognize how price moves, all right? Again, like I tell you all the time, price does the same shit over and over and over and over and over again. So the more you're on the charts, the more you take notes of what price does on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, the more you can be able to pick up on what's going to happen next, right? So again, unless you just joined the live, rewind 10 minutes. I literally told y'all, do not be surprised if we see price retrace the next 5 minutes, all right? So again, I'm telling y'all, learn how the charts work, and trading and life's going to be so much easier, all right? Rip the band-aid off, learn how the charts work, and trading will become so much easier. All right, y'all. If y'all got any questions, drop in the chat. When we look at any charts, drop in the chat. We're going to be on for a little bit longer, y'all. We're about to see what this next hour and 15 looks like right here. Got 60 pips. Thank you. Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. I read in your playbook on mindset book about yep. Exactly. So you already typed it before I even talked about it. That's exactly what I was talking about, that book right there. Yep. But yeah, so again, now that you see the math, 2% a day is not bad. 3% a day is not bad. 1% a day is not bad. Again, you just have to think long term, right? Obviously, you got to take things day by day, but you have to also think long term, because thinking long term is going to help you stay on path. It's when you are in the moment too much that you divert from the game plan. Again, it's called the playbook for a reason. Stick to the game plan and you will see success, right? Because again, making 2% a day is not bad at all. Making 2% a day is not bad at all. That's 10% a week. You know what I'm saying? That's 40% a month. Long-term investing, because people love to talk about, oh, day trading never outperforms the S&P 500. When is the S&P 500 making 40% every fucking month? Like, get out of here. I'm telling y'all, these people don't know what the fuck they're talking about online. 40% a month is not bad at all. No matter what your account size is, 40% a month is not bad at all, right? That's 120% per quarter. It's not bad at all, y'all. Just gotta take it day by day. Again, the goal of trading isn't to account flip, isn't to make home runs all the time. It's investing at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? You got a 1K account, 3%, I forgot even what I said. I need some coffee. Let me pull that calculator back out, right? And this is things y'all got to do. You know what I'm saying? These are things you got to do. You got to pull that calculator out and you got to face reality, right? The reason why people struggle with profit from accounts or growing accounts is because they don't do the math, right? They think short term, and that's what fucks them up. You got to think long term when it comes to trading, right? So let's say you got $1,000 account. Again, $20 a day is not bad on $1,000 account. Making $400 a month is not bad on $1,000 account. That's not bad at all. $400 a month, that's not bad at all, right? You got a 5K account, that's not 5K, right? You make 2% a day, that's 100 a day. There is nothing wrong with making 100 a day. That's 500 a week, right? That's 2 bands a month, right? So that's not bad. Again, you got to think percentages, then those percentages will turn into whole numbers. But again, you got to put the calculator out. You got to pull the calculator out and you got to do the math, right? You got a 10K account, 2%, that's 200 a day. 200 a day is not bad at all. That's 1,000 a week. That's 4 bands a month. You see what I'm saying? You get a 50K account, 2% a day, that's 1,000. That's 5K a week, 20K a month, right? So again, it's not bad. You just got to do the math. And then once you see the math is mathing, that's going to help you stay on track and stick to the playbook. Again, I was the same exact way. I was like, man, 1%, man, fuck that. 2%, fuck that. Obviously, on my live accounts, I risk a little bit more. But that's because I know what I'm doing, right? But in the beginning, risk 1 to 2% of your account per trade. Because again, if you risk 1% of your account per trade, you literally have to lose 100 trades in a row to blow your account. You risk 2%, you would have to lose 50 trades in a row to blow your account. And I'm glad you brought that up, because I promise you, like I said, the questions and the thoughts you have, I promise you, you're not the only ones that have these questions, comments, and concerns, right? So I'm actually going to make a video today talking about how to double your account. I'm actually going to do that today. I was going to make another video today, but I'm going to make that video today, right? And I'm going to pull out the math and show the math, and I guarantee there's still going to be somebody that's going to be like, even though you showed me the math, it's not possible, because I just went on Google and a bunch of losers on Reddit said it's not possible. So fuck what you're showing me, Playmaker Way. I'm going to go with what the losers say. Like I say all the time, there's two types of people in this world. There are winners and losers. Just because there's a bunch of likes and comments and views on a post does not mean they know what the fuck they're talking about. All right, because which group has more in it, the winners or the losers? And that might sound harsh, but that's just the reality we live in. We really gotta just start calling shit what it is, right? Because that's how I know why we're in the space we're in society. Because we don't be calling a spade no more, right? Because, we hurt people's feelings and shit, but it's too many people talking that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. That's why the trading space is the way it is as well. Because people take one trade or get one payout, and now they're selling a 5K course like they know what the fuck they're talking about. So we're back in profit on gold, y'all. Let's see what this next hour got in store for us. NAS is pushing as well for anybody that took that NAS setup. And again, you can see how GU still just teeter-tottering on this level. We have news at 8:30, y'all, so make sure to keep that in mind. We won't be going live with the members today during the 8:30 news. We'll probably go live tomorrow with the members. And then we also have a Japanese holiday today, so I'm not even going to touch GJ today. Because again, it failed to hold this level of support. We're back in reversal territory on top of it being a holiday. So I'm just going to let GJ figure his life out until tomorrow. Yep. And then we'll see what the news does, if it does anything to GJ today also. We're going to be on for a little bit longer, y'all. If y'all have any questions, drop in the chat. When we look at any charts, drop in the chat. Yeah, I'm going to make that video today. So I'm going to drop that video today for y'all. Back up. Again, if you want to know the entry at sell the TPs, you know what to do. Join the advanced play signal room, y'all. We're 2-0 this week, went 5-1 last week, took 3 losses last month. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok as well, y'all. Y'all see it scrolling at the bottom of y'all screens. Instagram Playmaker_Way, TikTok _Playmaker_Way_. Post daily on both pages. Got some new posts lined up for y'all today as well. And NAS is pushing also. Like I said, this was a B setup. It just wasn't an A setup or A plus setup. This will be more of an A plus setup if it can hold that level, of course. But NAS is going as projected for those that took the NAS setup. Gold is going as projected. And then GU is doing GU. So again, if you understand how the markets work, you should be able to go from any chart. You shouldn't just be stuck to one chart. Like I see so many videos online where people are like, stop using my strategy on different charts. My strategy only works on this chart. Why the hell does your strategy only work on one chart? That makes 0 sense. That makes 0 sense, right? Because as y'all see, I can switch from chart to chart to chart, trade whatever. I could trade a new chart today if I wanted to. I could trade a new chart every single day if I wanted to. I won't, but if I really wanted to, I could trade a new chart every single day and make some fucking money, right? And I've done that. Well, not every single day, but I used to trade all types of shit, right? Again, you go into the first link in the description, join the free signal, free Telegram. I used to trade all types of shit. Y'all have never heard me utter Euro GBP unless you're OG, right? You never heard me talk about AUD pairs unless you're OG, right? Australia, New Zealand, y'all never heard me say that shit unless y'all are OG Playmaker, right? I used to trade GBPJPY, USD 50. Some of y'all don't even know what that is. Y'all will never hear me utter Euro CHF again, because CHF pairs are fucking garbage. I don't know how people trade Swiss franc pairs. All right, if y'all trade Swiss franc pairs, y'all are some shout out to y'all, but I won't do that shit. right? But I literally used to trade all types of shit to test out and confirm if this strategy works. And again, this works on literally everything. This works on literally everything. All right, that's why it's called the playbook, because it works on everything. Let me see what else we got going on here. Let me see. Can you explain how price reacts when the 4-hour candle is closing? It reacts the same way as everything else, right? So it's all just market structure. It's all just market structure, right? It depends how the candle's closing, right? Like I said, I'm revamping the Playmaker University. I just gotta slowly implement the new videos in there, but it's getting revamped, so it'll be a little bit more in detail. Like I said, I like to revamp it every year, because every year you should improve. So I revamped it last year, I'm gonna revamp it this year as well. But it's simply just how the market structure is, you know, uptrend, downtrend, highs, lows, right? And you're brand new, right? So it's going to take some reps. And I was just talking to a member in one-on-one sessions last week about, no, it was 2 weeks ago. Or was it last week? I think it was last week. Yeah, it was last week. I think it was Friday, right? You are brand new, so you just have to learn the basics, and then you gotta, you know, get some dirt on your hands, right? You gotta just get the reps in, right? And that's why a lot of people were struggling last year, right? Remember last year, still this year, everybody on the internet was talking about how price action was bad, how all-time highs past trading. There were so many influencers quitting trading just because they didn't know how to fucking read the charts, right? And again, that goes back to what I was saying. There's a lot of people, they get one payout and now they're posting videos on TikTok and YouTube like they know what the fuck they're talking about, but they haven't even traded a full year yet. You have to know how the markets work, because the markets change every month, the markets change every quarter, the cycles change. So now is the point where you have to practice the stuff and get the experience and to understand how the markets work. Just like here, right? Before the retracement happened, I told y'all, don't be surprised if we retrace. What happened? Literally the next 5 minutes, price retraced, right? How do I know that? Because again, I be on the charts every single day, right? So the more you're on the charts, the more you're going to recognize how price moves and how price reacts, right? So just go back to the playbook, just like the very first pages of the playbook. What does the playbook say? The very first chapter of the playbook talks about how price moves and works. That's on all time frames. That's the 4 hour, that's the 5 minute, that's the daily, that's the 15. All time frames move and follow these rules, right? So go back to the very first chapter of the playbook when I'm going over how price moves, right? When I'm going over the highs and lows. And we just hit another TP, y'all. We just hit another TP, so let me let the members know. We just hit TP4. Make sure to like the live, y'all. Let me know if you're in this gold setup with us. Let me know if you're in this gold setup with us. TP4 hit. Again, it's just called the playbook for a reason, right? We opened up the live. We started the live. I told y'all this was the game plan. All we had to do was wait. Just wait for price to meet our confirmations. Once I met our confirmations, we took the setup. Right, it's that simple. Right, I get questions all the time like, you know, how many times this price got to touch a level, this, that, and third? Tune into the live streams. Again, it's literally as simple as it is. Is it holding as support? Is it holding as resistance? Did it retest? Did it not retest? GU's pushing as well. NAS is pushing. So everything's pushing right now, which is cool. All right, everything's pushing right now, which is cool. All right, y'all, we're going to be on for a little bit longer. If y'all got any questions, drop in the chat. When we look at these charts, drop in the chat. But yeah, we in profit on gold. This is a nice push right here, too. It's a nice little push right here. We still got some work to do, but we're chilling at like almost a 1-to-1. Oh, we're at a 1-to-1. Or just under, depending on where you got entered at. Not a bad setup right here, though. Not a bad setup right here. Again, just go with the flow of price. That's all it comes down to. Just going with the flow of price. Just going with the flow of price. And always hold to SL or TP gets hit. Hey, don't start thinking like that. You say you caught 60 pips. All right, you made money. Okay, if you stuck to your rules, you got wicked out or closed, you made money. You did nothing wrong, because like I say, not every trade is going to hit the final TP. All right, so never get into that mindset where like, damn, last time I closed early. Cause I used to have this happen all the time, especially with the signals. Right, people will close early or close at a 1-to-1, 1-to-2. And then later on the day, they see, oh, damn, the final TP got hit. Well, the next trade, I'm not going to close. I'm going to fuck all my rules. I'm going to keep on holding. And then guess what happens? The next TP doesn't hit the final TP. So and when they broke their rules, they lost money, right? So if you followed your rules, especially made money following your rules, there's nothing wrong with that. Like I tell the members all the time, like in one-on-one sessions and shit, on my main accounts, unless there's a lot of volume, it's very rare I catch the full setup. On my smaller accounts, I be catching the full moves, but my main accounts where I'm just trying to make some bread, I be closing at a 1-to-2. You know what I'm saying? Like again, you don't need a home run. You don't got to catch every pip, every point, every candlestick. A win is a win, right? So if you follow your rules, got wicked out, you're good. You know what I'm saying? Take the win, all right? Because that shoulda, coulda, woulda mindset will fuck you up in the long term. Because then you're going to be like, damn, I see price retracing. My rules said to move my stop loss here. My rules say to close right here. But last time I did this, price continued to go in my direction, right? So now this time I'm going to say fuck my rules. But then this time if I would have followed my rules, I would have avoided taking a loss. I would have took a win. You see what I'm saying? Again, this is why it's also important to understand market structure, because it's not just, oh, last time price did this, so then this time no, because it's all market structure. It's all based on market structure. If I decide to keep holding a trade, get wicked out, close a trade, it's always based on what the price is doing currently, what price is showing me, and it's always based on market structure. Market structure is king and queen, y'all. Again, y'all be hearing me all the time. I just be talking about the candlesticks. I don't talk about nothing else besides the candlesticks, right? Because that's all that matters is the market structure. Whatever price is showing me, I take that for face value, and I go based off what price is showing me. Obviously, I take notes on what took place in the past, but at the end of the day, I'm going based off of what price is showing me. Just dropped a new video for y'all today. I'm dropping a new video for y'all today. I just dropped a new video for y'all yesterday. Make sure to check that out after the live is over. All right, and make sure to catch up to the playlist. All playlists are up to date. Make sure to click that first link in the description. Join the free signal, free Telegram. Y'all see on your screens how we did last month and last quarter. We're 2-0 this week, 5-1 last week. Not a bad start to the year into the quarter. All right, y'all. So we're gonna let these trades play out. Shout out to everybody in the live. Shout out to everybody who's been live since the beginning. Shout out to everybody who's been live since y'all joined. Again, if you want to know the final TPs, the entry to SL be updated throughout the day and after the news or what settings we're looking for during the New York session. Y'all know what to do. Click the links in the description. Join Advanced Play Signal Room. Join Playmaker University. We should be live later on today on TikTok. Of course, I'll let y'all know. But make sure to have y'all's notice on as well. And like always, you want to contact me directly, you can DM me on Instagram, Telegram, or TikTok. I'll respond to all messages. Only join my Telegram channels through my links. Do not try to search me up on Telegram because there are a bunch of fake accounts, okay? Only join through my links on here or the links in my YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok bio. Do not try to search me up because there are tons of fake accounts. So yeah, we're going to let NAS and gold play out. We're going to see what GU's got in store for us. And again, if you didn't take any setups, you don't see any action between now and 6 a.m., I highly recommend just wait for the 8:30 news to play out and then look for a setup 9 o'clock, 9:30, or of course, after the fact as well. Peace, we out.